Minister of Labour, Jomo Sibiya, says aside from the hiring of undocumented foreign nationals, the site has broken several other labour laws.
As government, that anyone who thinks he can undermine us and undermine the authority of the state, the manner they did here, we have to hit hard on them and don't allow them to continue thinking that we are the state that can bite. We're a state that must bite and show people that we've got authority.
More than 5 police vans have been filled with the undocumented workers, and the arrests continue. Jabulile Mbata, Eyewitness News, Clayville, Ekurhuleni.
Gauteng DA leader Solim Simanga and Cape Town Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis have both accepted nominations for the party's national leadership race. Current DA federal leader John Steenhuisen has indicated he will not seek re-election. Simanga made the announcement at a media briefing in Pretoria today. Alfara Mushana was there.
At the DA's National Federal Congress in 2018, Solim Simanga contested the position of federal chairperson but lost to Athol Trollip. Trollip has since left the DA and now serves as an Action SA Member of Parliament. At the party's next Federal Congress in 2022, the position was taken over uncontested by Ivan Meyer, while Msimanga remained the DA's Gauteng leader. With the party's next National Congress scheduled for April, Msimanga says the time has come for him to ascend to national office.
I greet you all, being very humbled by the trust that you are bestowing in me, humbled by the nomination that you are giving me. I accept this nomination as the candidate for federal chairperson of the Democratic Alliance, not for the title, not for prestige, but for purpose.
Msimanga was the mayor of Tshwane between 2016 and 2019, after which he became the party's provincial leader. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
Meanwhile, Geordin Hill-Lewis made his announcement in Cape Town today.
I feel a strong sense of duty, a responsibility I cannot ignore. But most of all, I feel that same passionate energy and optimism that has guided our work here these last few years. And I feel that same passion and energy and that same sense of hope for our country and its future. I know, we know, that South Africa can work. And I want to help make it so.
In the capital, the Madlanga Commission has rejected a postponement application by the lawyers of Ekurhuleni Municipality's suspended head of human resources, Linda Xasheka. Xasheka's lawyers wanted her testimony to be rolled over to next Monday, saying they needed more time to brief her on the new documents received from the Commission's evidence leaders this morning. However, evidence leader Matthew Chaskalson opposed the application, saying the new documents were a total of 16 pages and did not require an entire day of consultation. Chairperson Madlanga agreed with the evidence leader.
I propose that we start. Then what we will rather do, let us see during the tea break what we should do, whether we should extend the tea break or we'll decide.
Thank you.
Let us start now.
Thank you for that.
Is that in order?
It's fine.
Thank you very much.
The Gauteng Agriculture and Rural Development Department has lifted the compulsory F branding requirement for livestock as part of adjustments to its foot and mouth disease outbreak response. The decision follows concerns raised by farmers about the potential commercial and reputational harm associated with branded cattle. F branding involves placing a visible stamp on an animal to show that it's been vaccinated. Traders and auctioneers have complained about the stigma attached to animals with this branding, saying it lowers the price. MEC Vuyiswa Ramokgopa says in place of F branding, ear tags will now be used to track livestock more effectively.
The compulsory F branding requirement has now been lifted. I repeat, the compulsory F branding requirement has been lifted. Instead, we are implementing radio frequency identification devices, also known as RFID ear tags, to ensure traceability while protecting farmers from potential commercial losses.
Meanwhile, the department has kicked off its vaccination rollout armed with at least 70,000 doses of the vaccine from Argentina, marking a critical campaign to curb the transmission of the foot and mouth disease. This morning, vaccination teams have been inoculating 3,000 cattle infected with FMD at a dairy farm in Magaliesburg. With a probe into the cause of a fire at the Cape Town International Airport earlier this week underway, officials say all systems are back online, including fully automated check-in services and customs systems. Airport authorities say baggage handling is currently being conducted manually. However, this is not affecting passengers checking in on time. The blaze broke out in the airport's international inner lane on Tuesday, forcing several international arrivals to be diverted. Domestic flights also experienced minor disruptions due to temporary system outages, while network systems were briefly down. Airports Company South Africa spokesperson Ofenze Dijwe says there's still no confirmed data on how many flights were delayed because of the fire.
We can happily share that data once we have it, but all I can say is that obviously all the flights, the backlogs have been dealt with and there currently are no delays.
And authorities from the Forestry, Fisheries and Environment Department are warning residents to steer clear of any lobsters or fish washed up at Elands Bay on the west coast, saying they are toxic and deadly if consumed. A dangerous red tide has caused massive die-offs of marine life, and exposure to the algae and bacteria in these animals can lead to serious illness or even death. Officials say the exact time of death is unknown and the risk is real. Here's the department's Tobile Zulu Molobi.
The public is warned that washed up lobster and fish are not safe for human consumption, and members of the public are urged not to collect, sell or eat any stranded marine animals.
Gold's trading at $5,175.48 an ounce. The rand's at 15.94 to the dollar, at 21.49 to the pound, at 18.81 to the euro. Brent crude oil's at $71.58 a barrel.
Well, at this stage, if you're heading into the Joburg CBD, there's an accident seen on the M2 westbound near the Crown Interchange, causing about a 20-minute delay all the way from Joe Slovo Drive. Also travelling towards Bedford View, expect some delays on the R24 westbound between Edenvale Road and the Gilulis Interchange.
A look at your weather. It's a partly cloudy afternoon in Gauteng today, with scattered showers and thunder showers expected. Temperatures are peaking at highs between 27 and 28 degrees. It's clear skies in the mother city this afternoon, with southwesterly winds at a high of 24 degrees. The top story in Eyewitness News this hour: police are arresting several undocumented foreign nationals working at a construction site in Clayville in Ekurhuleni.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app. You're with Mandy Wiener on 702.
Let's walk the talk. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
On the show today, Geordin Hill-Lewis announces his run for leader of the Democratic Alliance. Solim Simanga enters the race for federal chairperson. The KZN State of the Province address today. Gauteng starts its rollout of foot and mouth disease vaccines. City press is shutting down. And it's Friday, so sports and good things too. All of that over the next hour.
The Midday Report with Mandy Wiener.
Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app, DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Report on 702 and Cape Talk with me, Mandy Wiener. Good to be with you today. Have you been a City Press fan since its launch in 1982? Well, there's an announcement from Media 24 today, a statement that's been put out saying, "We can confirm that we started consultations with the City Press staff this morning with the intention of closing this newsroom." That's Manette Ferreira, the CEO of Media 24, saying in a statement, as a digital newsroom incorporated into News 24 after the closure of the print edition in 2024, as part of our transformation into a digitally led business, City Press did not meet our expectations. So you remember, they shut it from a print publication to a digital publication. Now it's shutting down entirely. What are your City Press memories? Remember in its heyday when Ferial Haffajee was the editor? Well, that's when I think it was the heyday. Maybe it was earlier than that for you. But that's my experience of it. Remember the Zuma painting and the protests that took place. What are your City Press memories? Send me a WhatsApp voice note, 072 702 1702, 072 567 1567. Unfortunately, that's the shift we're seeing, is the big move from print to digital, and then even in digital, no one is safe. Of course, it's just one of many that has fallen victim, of course. But let me know what you think about that. that. Lots to talk about today. The DA's leadership race, Geordin Hill-Lewis announcing that he is going to contest for the leadership. He's like ordained. I mean, like anointed. He is the heir apparent. Is anybody going to be able to run against Geordin Hill-Lewis? Is anybody going to contest against him? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And Solly Msimanga wants to be the federal chairperson as well. We'll speak about that, but first, let's start in Parliament. The EFF has opened a criminal case at Cape Town Central Police Station against the forensic investigator, Paul O'Sullivan. He abruptly walked out of the ad hoc committee yesterday, that committee that's probing allegations of corruption in the police. Two separate approaches here. The one is Parliament is saying that its legal advisors will send a written request to Paul O'Sullivan. The EFF's going the criminal route, opening charges. Well, let's start with Babalo Ndenze, EWN reporter. Babalo, good afternoon to you. Tell us about the decision of it was Soviet Lekhanyani who was speaking about this today.
Yes, indeed. The committee, Paul O'Sullivan, they're still gunning for O'Sullivan. The committee wants him back. They say that, he has unfinished business. So the committee will, try to get him back. So the committee is also, going to present a report to the Speaker of the National Assembly, Tokoti Diza, who will consider that written report from the committee and its legal advisors, etc., before she herself also takes a decision on what course of action to take, also basing this on the Powers and Privileges Act. Now, we know that the EFF this morning officially laid this criminal complaint against O'Sullivan, for violating the Powers and Privileges Act, being in contempt of Parliament. The party also says he's a fugitive from the law. One of the reasons why they want this matter attended to urgently by Parliament and the committee is if they say he's a possible fugitive from the law or is a fugitive from the law, he's a flight risk because he has a private plane or a private jet. According to O'Sullivan's evidence before the committee, he also has 3 passports, mainly one from Ireland, the United Kingdom, as well as a South African passport. So the EFF is really saying that this matter must be dealt with urgently. Their complaint, is also listing some of the issues that Paul O'Sullivan needs to respond to, refusing to answer lawful questions, threatening to or obstructing witnesses. You may remember him threatening Cedric Ngabinde, Senzo Mchumu's chief of staff, sending him a very strongly worded message during his testimony. So they've included that as well in their charge sheet or in their charges or complaint against O'Sullivan, as well as furnishing false or misleading information. Now, these all fall under the one section, Section 17 of that Act, Mandy, and that's the one they're basing it on because it deals with witnesses and not members of Parliament, but rather witnesses, could be from the members of the public who are basically before Parliament, and the penalties include imprisonment of up to 12 months or up to 2 years, depending on the seriousness of the contravention. So the EFF has done this, but what we're currently waiting for now, basically from Parliament or the Speaker's office, is to confirm what course of action she will be taking. Maybe she might be following the EFF's route. We don't know. And when this report will be completed by the committee's legal team to present to the Speaker before she considers it, Mandy.
Babalo, thank you very much. Babalo Ndenze, EWN reporter. Take a listen to the ad hoc committee chairperson, Soviet Lekhanyani, earlier today.
For us to justify a subpoena, we must prove that a reasonable action has been taken before we arrived at the decision to subpoena the witness. And the reasonable action we are going to take, honorable members, is the same laborious and tedious action of engaging with the witness, including writing to him to inform him that the committee wants him to appear before it on a particular date.
So that's the position of the ad hoc committee. The EFF has opened a case at the Cape Town Police Station. Natasha Ntlangwini is an EFF MP and joins us now. Natasha, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for your time. Why has the EFF decided to pursue this avenue?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your listeners as well. For us to pursue this avenue to open up a case, we have seen that Mr. Paul O'Sullivan doesn't take Parliament serious, he doesn't take our country serious, he doesn't take the laws and the constitution that he claims that he take in high regard serious. So for us to protect the institution of Parliament, it's paramount. And the Speaker is not doing that to protect members of Parliament, to protect the autonomy of Parliament as well. So we felt the need to open a case against Mr. O'Sullivan because we feel that he still has some questions that he needs to come and answer to the ad hoc committee. And for him to just cowardize and run out of the committee like a small child won't cut it with the EFF.
One of our listeners saying, why are we saying that he ran out when he had a prearranged flight? What was the arrangement with him? Or as far as you're concerned, should he not have been leaving at all?
Mr. O'Sullivan knew exactly the time that he was there at Parliament for the first time round. The committee has excused him because of his health reasons. So he should have made long in advance plans even for his flight to get a different flight on a different time zone. I mean, you would know that the last flight out of Cape Town is around 9 o'clock in the evening. So to make an excuse about a flight, it's really unacceptable. I mean, many members, many witnesses have come. They have made their arrangements. Why must Mr. Paul O'Sullivan be given a special treatment just because he feels that he needs to leave because of a flight? He knows where he is seated. It was not because of a flight. I mean, he has been travel is well versed flight arrangements, so he knows exactly that his excuse yesterday of running out of the committee was not for a flight. And you know, to be treated like that, we should never allow Parliament, that state of arms, to be disrespected to that regard, the way Mr. Paul O'Sullivan has been doing yesterday with Parliament. If it was any other person, it would have been all up in arms. The Speaker would have by now have opened up a case herself. But because we don't know what Mr. Paul O'Sullivan has on the Speaker and the President of this country, that he gets such special treatment in this ad hoc committee.
Natasha, one of the big issues people have is the conduct of MPs yesterday towards Paul O'Sullivan. The MK in particular was apparently was quite overtly hostile towards him. Do you think that the MPs behaved in a way that was appropriate?
MPs behaved very appropriate yesterday. Well, I can't speak on behalf of the NKP. I speak on behalf of the EFF, and MPs were very well behaved. They were patient with Mr. Paul O'Sullivan. He refused to answer critical questions that will help the committee to write their report and come out. Why is our country being taken for granted like this? That should be the outcry. And for to be pushed to say, no, Mr. Paul O'Sullivan was treated bad. He was not treated bad in any way or form. He was treated exactly the what he is, a common criminal, and that is what we are dealing with. And Parliament ought to take steps against that behavior. That behavior should never be allowed from any person, regardless of what relationship that person has towards the Speaker or the sitting President.
Natasha, thank you very much. Natasha Langwini, EFF MP, speaking there on behalf of the EFF party. That's the view of the EFF. It's not my view, before everyone has a go at me. It's the EFF's view. I think David Skosana from the MK party behaved atrociously towards Paul O'Sullivan. I thought he was unnecessarily hostile. I do think that Paul O'Sullivan should have stayed and not left to catch a flight. He could have moved his flight a bit later. I don't know the exact details around that, but lots of messages coming through. The EFF has disrupted and acted like hooligans many times in Parliament and Council. It's very rich to say Paul O'Sullivan was disrespectful. Further, they haven't asked him one relevant question. And then Lex says, Mandy, Julius Malema and the EFF are thugs and racists. Their aggression and racist comments in the circus of the Parliamentary subcommittee clearly shows this. The courts treating him with kid gloves around his discharging a firearm in public just proves that the politicians have a separate set of laws, which we have already seen with Jay-Z being granted a soft parole. Somebody else says the EFF is a bunch of hooligans. And then there was a good one here. Mandy, didn't Jacob Zuma storm out of a commission and nothing happened to him? Well, remember, he left the State Capture Commission, the Zondo Commission, and he was then, there was a criminal case of contempt of court, and ultimately the Constitutional Court, Judge Sisi Khampepe read the judgment, finding him in contempt of court and sending him to prison, which he went to for about an hour. So I don't know if nothing happened to him. That was, for many people, the root of the July unrest. But I wouldn't say nothing happened to him. There needs to be accountability on these issues.
Mzansi, walala wasala. Play Powerball and Powerball Plus for a massive 91 million rand in total estimated jackpots this Friday and step closer to a world of many possibilities. Play Powerball for an estimated 61 million rand and Powerball Plus for an estimated 30 million rand today. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app or cell phone banking. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old or play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
In life's most challenging moments of loss, compassion can be your greatest comfort. You shouldn't have to face the financial burden of losing a loved one by yourself. Rest assured, Clientele's funeral plans pay out cash within 24 hours. You can cover up to 13 family members on one plan, ensuring all your loved ones are taken care of, and 3 children are covered at no additional cost. With Clientele, you're not just buying a plan, you're also buying peace of mind. When the time comes, you will need to make important calls with your 200 Rand airtime you will receive when you claim. Plans offer double accidental death cover, as well as transport, grocery and unveiling benefits. Apply today, it's easy. There are no medical examinations and no paperwork. SMS funeral to 31586. That's 31586. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Different sounds, different worlds.
Different artistic expressions, music, art, and fashion collide. Are you coming? Let's go to the place where the beat drops, the fashion pops, and the art rocks.
We're talking Focalistic, Daliwonga, Mafigi Zolo, Kurt Darren, Matera Doughboy, Zoe Mujija, Claire Johnston from Mango Groove, the Tswani Gospel Choir, and more. Mahindra Fusion Fest, Saturday 7th March, Sunbet Arena. Tickets on Ticketmaster now. See you there.
And now, it's back to Mandy Wiener on the Midday Report.
This is 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Big announcement today from GHL. That's the campaign that has been launched today. Geordin Hill-Lewis announcing that he is going to be contesting for the leadership of the Democratic Alliance. That's after John Steenhuisen announced that he would not be contesting. Ntutuzelo Nene, EWN reporter, joining us now. Ntutuzelo, good afternoon to you. Quite a bit of flair and ceremony around this announcement today.
Good afternoon, Mandy. Indeed, the battle for the Democratic Alliance's top job has begun in earnest, and it's setting up what could be a defining moment for South Africa's second largest, biggest party. Mayor Hill-Lewis, as you have said, confirming that he will stand for election as the party's next federal leader as nominations officially open today. Now, his entry into this race signals the start of a leadership contest that is expected to shape the DA's strategy and identity in the years ahead. He has framed his candidacy around the unity and growth of the party, saying the DA now has an opportunity to strengthen itself and prepare for future political challenges. And while paying tribute to outgoing leader John Steenhuisen for his steady leadership, Hill-Lewis made it clear that the upcoming Federal Congress on the 11th of April must mark the beginning of a new phase for the party. He's saying that he will seek a clear mandate from delegates there, and one focused on building a stronger, more effective DA over the next 3 years, and that he argues means tightening internal structures and providing to voters that the party governs well where it is in power. He's also acknowledged the scale of the responsibility should he be elected, but saying that his commitment to both the party and the country compels him to step forward. Let's take a listen to what he said.
This leadership election is an opportunity for our party to renew itself again and to reach for even greater heights. I'm excited to hear that many younger leaders will stand for leadership roles. And I know that in the years ahead, we will see many of them in positions to help make South Africa work and build a country of hope. I look forward to working shoulder to shoulder with them in building that country of hope.
And Tutuzelo, in the front row, a number of high-profile DA members.
Yes, the likes of a basic education minister, Siviwe Gwagube, was in attendance, and the Tshwane mayoral candidate, Silas Brink, were some of the high-profile DA senior members who were in attendance today. And the attention now, Mandy, turns to who else will or may enter the race and what vision party members will ultimately choose for the DA's future.
Tutuzelo, thank you very much. Tutuzelo Nene, EWN reporter at that announcement today. Another announcement also in Tshwane today. Solly Msimanga announcing he's going to be contesting for federal chairperson. Alpha Ramashwana was at that event today. Alpha, good morning. Good afternoon. Tell us what happened there.
Good afternoon, Mandy. Well, the DA's Gauteng leader, Solly Msimanga, has announced that he wants to again run at the Congress in April for the position of federal chairperson. You'd remember that Solly Msimanga has been in the DA for 2 decades, 22 years to be specific. Between 2016 and 2019, he was the mayor of the city of Tshwane. In 2020, he became the provincial chairperson of the DA here in Gauteng, and he did, in 2018, run for the position of federal chairperson. At the time, he contested Athol Trollip, who won over Msimanga. Athol Trollip has since left the DA and is now a member of the Democratic Alliance. So Solly Msimanga wants to take over from Ivan Meyer, who is the current federal chairperson. He believes that the DA is ushering a new generation of leaders, and he wants to be one of the leaders who will be with the DA from the next Congress in April. But he says the next big mission for the next leadership collective is, of course, overtaking the ANC as the biggest political party in the 2029 elections. He says he's ready for that battle. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We must grow beyond our traditional core while we're protecting and retaining that core. To become the majority party, we must win the majority of voters. That means that we have to align our resources to empower our ground structures. And this is what I want to then say to you. These are my offerings. We need to make sure that we align our resources to empower our ground structures. And we need to make sure that we reach each and every community. We need to ensure that our federal leadership reflects the diversity of South Africa.
Alpha, and just a reminder for people that don't necessarily follow DA politics, where does Solly Msimanga fit in the kind of factionalism of the DA?
Well, right now, Mandy, there are suggestions that the people who have so far announced that they are running are within the same faction. The likes of Geordin Hill-Lewis, who wants to become the federal leader, Ashol Sarupen, who many want him to become the next federal council chairperson to replace Helen Zeller, and Solly Msimanga, federal chairperson to replace Ivan Meyer. It seems at this moment that all three of them, Geordin Hill-Lewis, Ashol Sarupen and Solly Msimanga, are within the same slate, really ushering in a younger and new generation within the DA. Helen Ziller seems to want to leave the position of federal council chairperson. John Steenhuisen has mentioned that he also won't be running. Ivan Meyer as well. At this moment, we do understand that he isn't interested in retaining that position. So all three of them at this moment, we understand that are aligned to one another.
Alpha Ramashwana, EWN reporter, thank you very much for your time. What are your thoughts on that leadership race within the Democratic Alliance? 12:30, time for Eyewitness News headlines.
Thanks, Mandy. Good afternoon. The Economic Freedom Fighters have officially laid a criminal complaint against forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan for contempt of Parliament after he walked out of the ad hoc committee investigating police corruption. The EFF laid the complaint against O'Sullivan at the Cape Town police station earlier today, following yesterday's dramatic turn of events when he walked out of the meeting saying he had a flight to catch. National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza has also noted with concern what happened during the meeting and will consider what course of action action must be taken. The race for the Democratic Alliance's leadership position is officially on. DA Gauteng leader Solim Simanga says he's more than ready to move from his current provincial role to become the party's next national federal chairperson. Simanga announced today that he has accepted a nomination to take over as federal chair, a position he contested in 2018 but lost to Athol Trollip. Meanwhile, Cape Town Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis described his decision as carefully considered, saying the upcoming leadership contest offers the DA an opportunity to renew and strengthen itself ahead of future political challenges. And the Garden Route Disaster Management Department says it's awaiting laboratory results for 6 suspected cases of foot-and-mouth disease in the area. The department has confirmed that 91 farms have been surveyed, with 52 having had vaccinations. It's also increased vehicle control points from 5 to 7 within a 10-kilometre quarantine radius, with roaming vehicle control points now operating as well. Those are the headlines. This Eyewitness News and more at 1 o'clock or as it happens.
EWN Sport.
A very good afternoon. I'm Tato Muloto. Well, you can probably tell by the Pirates and Chiefs jerseys in your office today that it is the Soweto Derby weekend. South Africa's biggest football rivalry returns, in fact, the closest Soweto Derby in years, with only 8 points separating Ezimnyama Ngani and Amakosi. A win for Pirates sees them taking back that number 1 spot on the log, while the best Chiefs can get out of the deal as a third place, just 5 points behind leaders with the game in hand, of course. Here's Chief striker Khanyisa Moyo.
It's a minor setback that we can also, as players, to say we can catch up with the top 3 teams that are in front of us. But for us, it mainly is to focus on the game on Saturday, to say if we get this 3 points, it closes the gap, reduces the gap to 5 points.
The first whistle goes off at 3:30 at Soccer City tomorrow. Tonight, the Dani Craven Stadium has tallies with AmaZulu at 7:30. And if you're one of those people that brags about only watching European football, well, you are going to have to wait for 10 p.m. tonight when Aston Villa meet bottom of the table Wolves. In rugby this weekend, Sharks and the Bulls meet in the URC at 5. Before this, at Ellis Park, it is the Stormers who enter the Lions' Den at 2:30. Here's Stormers scrum half Stefan Ungara.
Obviously, they got the result over the Sharks on the weekend and looked quite comfortable as well at times. So never easy going up there to Joburg and to go and get a result. Saturday 2:30 and in Feb, never going to be a comfortable game. But now we're looking forward to putting ourselves against a test against a good Lions side.
Finally, at the T20 World Cup, New Zealand will be looking to secure their Super 8 spot, or rather semi-final spot, when they play England this afternoon. First ball set for 3:30. For the Proteas, they are through to the Final 4 and play their final Super 8 match against Zimbabwe on Sunday. Tato Muloto, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
Heading into the Joburg CBD, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is on the M2 westbound between Joe Slovo Drive and the Crown Interchange. Also heading into Bedfordview, there's a slow-moving traffic. That's in Edenvale on the N12 westbound between Edenvale Road and the Gilulis Interchange. In Pinoni, Brakpan, there's slow-moving traffic. This is on Rangeview Road between Dube and Tom Jones, while in the Mother City. Look out for those roadworks on the N1 incoming approaching the toll plaza. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app. The Outsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. Like the lady on her way to work, listening to a love song on the radio. She's recreating the music video in her mind with herself as the leading lady. The Outsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic, it's a concert on the move. Every story is different and every story matters. That's why the Outsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005 in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Stand a chance to win a share of a red-hot 3 million rand with the Hollywood Bets Spinner Zonke jackpot race. Enter the chase and enjoy a feast of fun where every spin could unlock riveting rewards. To start your adventure, bet 2 rand or more on selected habanero games every Wednesday, Friday and Saturday between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. The racing revolution starts now. Dive in and prepare to take top spot. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp HELP to 076 675 0710.
Right, gang, are we all in? Liam? Here. Ethan? Here. Andrew? Here. Luca? Yeah. Amelia? Yeah. Violet? Yeah, Mom. Introducing the Chungun CS75 Pro, a powerful turbocharged engine, modern safety features, and room with 7 seats for everyone.
Hey, that's not everyone. You forgot Choppy, Mom.
Oh, Choppy. The all-new CS75 Pro from $4,999 per month. T's and C's apply.
Chang'an, driven to evolve.
WhatsApp Mandy
on 072 702 1702.
Good afternoon, Mandy. Paul O'Sullivan is how he behaves. Even he did with the Commando, SABC journalist. When she asked question, she dropped the mic and leave. So it's not surprising. This guy think that he has supremacy. He's nothing. He's a human being like us. Nothing special about Paul O'Sullivan. He must be treated like that. He's how he behave. He like to just leave without. He did that with the Commando when she was interviewed. So that guy, he must be answered question. He must be back to the parliament.
Hello, this is Gisela from Durbanville. I am so surprised about the EFF being so upset about Paul O'Sullivan treating Parliament in disrespect. Hello? The EFF is the champion in treating Parliament with disrespect. They use it as a circus with their singing and chanting and shouting and what have you. I mean, the EFF cannot talk about treating Parliament with disrespect with anybody else. Excuse me. They're the champions of disrespecting Parliament.
Hey Mandy, how hypocritical of the EFF. They're saying Paul O'Sullivan disrespected the Parliament. Ask any person in South Africa the behavior of the EFF in Parliament. I'm not siding with Paul O'Sullivan, but it's hypocritical of the EFF to state that somebody else is being is showing no disregard to Parliament. Absolutely hypocritical.
Hi, Mandy. Trevor here. 2 things. First of all, the EFF and MK taking up, being up in arms about behaviour of other people in Parliament is just wild. Also, we've actually managed to move the topic away from what O'Sullivan was supposed to testify about. Now we're just talking about the fact that he went to catch a flight, whether we like him or not, and I don't particularly like him.
Yeah, look, I agree with you on that, is that we have changed the narrative around this. We're talking about him leaving, and people are really worked up about this. Mandy, it's funny how parliamentarians calling them fighters and MK who fought and liberated us were defeated by old frail Paul. Obviously some sarcasm here. They called him to implicate Ramaphosa, but he embarrassed them. That's from Sipho. And then Beverly says, Parliament can't have their cake and eat it. Ahead of making his flight arrangements, Paul O'Sullivan offered to give them an extra hour of his time, but they declined the offer. As a result, yesterday was a circus with the clowns doing their thing, targeting Paul O'Sullivan because his skin is white. Is this a race issue? It does seem as though some of the criticism is down a racial line, but people feeling very, very strongly about the MK's behaviour, what EFF is saying, opening a criminal case, and how Paul O'Sullivan behaved as well. Keep those WhatsApp voice notes coming.
Afternoon, Mandy. It's Veronica from Sprayed View. My best memories about City Press is don't buy City Press, don't buy. Don't buy City Press, don't buy. I can't remember the gentleman from the late Mtembu. Yeah, don't buy City Press, don't buy. But I used to buy it anyway. Thank you. Bye-bye.
702. Mandy Wiener.
Weekdays, 12 to 1 p.m.
Thank you so much, Jackson Mtembu. Don't buy City Press. Don't buy City Press. City Press announcing today that it looks like they are shutting down the digital side as well. I used to buy City Press on a Saturday night. I would buy Sunday Times and City Press the minute it came out on street corners on a Saturday night. That was what a news junkie I was. So thank you very much. Keep sending your memories of City Press. The Gauteng government has begun its vaccination rollout for foot and mouth disease. Today, the department started that rollout, vaccinating 3,000 cattle at a dairy farm that has been affected by the disease. Let's speak with the MEC of Agriculture in Gauteng, Vuyiswa Ramagopa. MEC, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for your time. Tell us about the Gauteng rollout of the vaccine.
Good afternoon, Mandy, and to all your listeners as well. Yes, you're correct in saying we have commenced our vaccination rollout in full force today. After receiving our recent, allocation of vaccines from national government, we received an allocation of 70,000 vaccines. Not nearly, enough for what we need for the province, but certainly a good start to get us going on this first round of vaccination. So we were on the ground today. We had teams deployed to different regions. I actually joined one of the teams in Magaliesburg. There was another team out in Randfontein and another team out in the east of Gauteng, and doing simultaneous vaccination operations there. One of the farms, as you've mentioned, we were visiting today and vaccinating. We did 700 dairy cattle this morning, so it really is quite an intense process, and actually has to be redone because all of these vaccinations have to undergo 2 doses 6 months apart. So this is stage 1, and it'll be going on for the next few days, actually next few weeks really, and then we'll obviously, once we've completed the first doses, there'll also be another vaccination drive in about another 6 months for the second doses.
MEC, you mentioned the volume, that it's not enough. What is the plan to get more in order to have sufficient doses for all of the Gauteng cattle?
Yeah. It's a moving target as well, and I think it's important to state that we're currently sitting at 228 confirmed cases, and to date we have vaccinated about 268,000. We've administered 268,000 doses. When we put the request to national government, we requested 300,000 doses, but of course, other provinces also need, so we couldn't get exactly what we wanted, so we got 70,000. So there is a bit of a shortfall there. We have other sources of vaccines that we are looking into. We've put in an order for another 90,000, that'll be coming at the end of March. And there's another opportunity potentially to get another 100,000 doses. So they are coming in waves. But as I'm saying, we really at this point would have wanted at least 300,000 so that we could really cover the province end to end. But even with what we've got, we are, really just pushing to get it all administered, and then by the time the second batch hits, which is another 1,000, we'll then resume in the other areas where we haven't yet been.
MEC, thank you so much for your time. MEC of Agriculture in Gauteng, Vuyiswa Ramagopa, speaking to us there about the rollout of the vaccines for foot and mouth disease in the province.
702. The Midday Report with Mandy Wiener. Let's walk the talk.
The Department of International Relations and Cooperation announcing yesterday that 2 South African men who were caught up in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine have been killed. Remember, there of course is this issue around the 17 South African men who were recently repatriated from the front line with Russia and Ukraine. Let's just understand the numbers here and what we're talking about with Crispin Peary, who's the spokesperson for the Department of International Relations. Crispin, good afternoon to you. As always, welcome to the Midday Report. Great to have you on. These 2 people who died in the conflict, are they part of the cohort that was so-called lured by the MK party or whatever it may be, or are these 2 different people?
Thank you very much, Mandy, for giving us the opportunity to explain this. Unfortunately, what had happened was it appears as though a news outlet, ANCA, misreported what the minister had said. So the minister was sharing the fact that this conflict has had casualties, and some of them have been South African. We were informed by our embassy that the Russian foreign ministry had shared details of 2 other South Africans who were not part of the 17 who had been killed. And subsequently, our embassy was able to convey this information to the relevant families. This had transpired whilst we were trying to repatriate the 17 that had found themselves in Russia under what we believe are very questionable circumstances. And as you may know, law enforcement agencies are investigating the circumstances under which these individuals, the 17, found themselves in Russia. It does appear as though there may be other South Africans who are there through other processes. That is a matter that is being investigated as well by the relevant law enforcement agencies. It's being investigated, Mandy, because in terms of South African law, the Foreign Military Assistance Act, it is prohibited for a South African company or South African individuals to provide any military assistance to a foreign government. If it is a process that needs to be followed, or if it is something that should be done, there is a process that has to be followed, and that is making an application to the National Convention's Arms Committee, and they would then facilitate that assistance through the state. So, for example, a company, state-owned company like Denel, which would sell arms to other countries where necessary, they would obtain the necessary permission from the National Arms Convention Committee. So if there's personnel that would have to be sent, all of this has to be done with state knowledge and through state intervention.
The 2 deceased, do we know the circumstances around what they were doing on the front line, or is that still unclear?
That is unclear to us now, but what we do know is that the information was conveyed to their families at the time, and the families who had then attended to their repatriation. And I think also why I'm detailing this is because one of the things that the minister said to the families that he met is that ordinarily government does not repatriate citizens from another country. This is the responsibility of the family. You would imagine, Mandy, there are hundreds and thousands of South Africans traveling at any given point in time all across the world. And for government to undertake the responsibility to repatriate a citizen if something happens to them there is a task that, one, we cannot budget for, but two, is from a resource point of view, even human resource point of view, is something that would be very, very difficult to pull off. So this instance here, where the state was very involved and even assisting, is one that we did under very, very unique humanitarian circumstances.
Crispin, thank you so much for explaining all of that to us. Crispin Peary, spokesperson for DIRCO, just explaining the circumstances around those 2 deaths announced yesterday. Celsey Business has dropped something unusual in Sandton, a stack of giant filing cabinets on the corner of Rivonia and West Street. They represent all the outdated systems that hold SMEs back. If you're a business owner, go snap a selfie with the filing cabinets, post it with hashtag nothing should stop your business, hashtag Celsey Business, hashtag SME Ally, and tag Celsey. You could win 10,000 Rand plus Microsoft 365 for your business. Because, as Celsey says, nothing should stop your business. T's and C's apply.
When you train for results, you don't quit halfway. Earn up to 7.35% interest with a Nedbank Just Invest account. Access your money within 24 hours. Keep your money agile. Get money fit with Nedbank. See money differently. Nedbank. For more information, visit nedbank.co.za. We're licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
To walk the talk is to turn words into meaningful actions. And it's what we at 702 are committed to doing every day. We're also committed to following the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct to give you balanced programming, fair comment, and accurate news. But if we stumble along the way and you feel we're not living up to the code, let us know on comment@702.co.za. And if after that you're still not happy, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission, PO Box 412365, Craig Hall 2024. For more, visit bccsa.co.za.
Sports Wrap. Sports Wrap. With Tolakele Mganga.
Tolakele Mganga joining us in studio to have a look at the weekend sports. Tolakele, we're doing so well in the Cricket World Cup.
For the first time in 2 decades, I think it's actually a good thing that we're so confident.
I'm just so scared this one's going to hurt so much.
The reason I'm quietly confident is the team had that pain of losing the 2023 World Cup,
and it hurt so
bad.
bad.
They finally got over that hurdle because we kept on saying they chokers. They got to the final. Then it got to the final where, unfortunately, we were a David Miller good innings away from winning it. But the key was we actually did break our international duck. Us winning that World Test Championship, it's just given the players enough confidence that if one player's off form, there's someone else that's willing to step up. And that, for me, that's why slowly, all the key people are kind of sort of getting into form. Kagiso Rabada, after that Afghanistan game, we're like, Lungingidi, there was a lot of talk about him and whether or not he should be included in the squad. He's doing really well in this competition. The likes of Curban Bosch, who don't have the previous pressure of having played these international tournaments. It's a nice mix. You can even listen when you
can
listen,
see like Markram and David Miller are like men possessed at the moment
because they still carry those scars. But I also think there's enough fresh faces within the team that not the whole team is going 2023. If anything, it's probably the media constantly reminding them of that. That's playing on their minds. But let's enjoy this journey. That's how I'm looking at the T20 World Cup.
I like this approach.
Let's enjoy the journey. And plus, we host a World Cup ourselves in 2027. So we need to be in a positive mood where the team knows that by the time they play their own World Cup, we're on their side and we're not constantly saying to them, oh, you guys never do anything.
We're playing again on Sunday.
Yes, against Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, look, congratulations to them
Brian
to reaching
Bennett
the super.
Been so
amazing. Good. And I think it kind of shows that even though they've made progress, the big nations really are just a class apart from everybody else. But it's a great experience for them. There's no losing, even though they are technically losing in the competition. The experience that they've gained from it is beyond anything they could have really expected. And they can start preparing for themselves for bigger things to come.
Keith has sent us a message. By Monday, a certain red team can be number they win this weekend and Aston Villa lose. Now I already believe in miracles.
They can either be third or sixth, depending on how results go. Because Villa play tonight, and then we take on Crystal Palace, who are fighting their manager and fighting the fans. It's very weird at Crystal Palace at the moment because they did sell 2 of their best players. The manager has confirmed that he's leaving at the end of the season. Every press conference, he's insulting the fans, saying that he's introduced them to a lifestyle that they didn't know. And it's just really awkward at Crystal Palace. But I also think as a Manchester United fan, like with the pro-tier attitude that you have, let's all relax. It's still a long way to go in this season. We still have to play Chelsea. We still have another Manchester derby coming up. It's been fun, but I think the one thing that I'll take from the Michael Carrick era, you've seen the different ways that Manchester United could play. I remember watching the Everton game on Monday. Under Ruben Amorim, that game would have ended in a defeat or a goalless draw, but they are a team that have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. Benjamin Šeško's on form. He's an impact sub, which is something we've been looking for quite a while, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's years. But let's relax. It's not that big of a deal. Of course, the main issue still remains the title race, Arsenal and Manchester City. I think until City play their game in hand, we can't really assess what is happening with that title race, but it continues on this weekend.
And there seems to be a lot going on in local football. Yes. It's like everyone has got this like angst and everyone's sniping everyone else. It just seems like a lot at the moment.
Can I tell you, I think it's finally nice to see fans involved in the game. One thing this season, Mamelodi Sundowns, their dominance must be applauded. It really has raised local football. But congratulations to especially Orlando Pirates for finally giving us a title race with Mamelodi Sundowns. We're also sitting in a time now where teams are playing in front of sold-out stadiums and fans are going to the games. Yes, Chiefs lost to Stellenbosch again on Tuesday, but it's been so much fun to see the fans getting behind their teams, watching the games, being critical, because also we have a World Cup as South Africans to look forward to. So it's an opportunity for everybody to learn their players. When Hugo Bruch is naming those squads, we're able to say, okay, this player does this player does that. But of course, come Saturday, 3 p.m., it'll be chaos in the streets of South Africa.
Yep, that's for sure.
Because the first league derby of the season takes place. both teams come into the game in losing form. So Mamelodi,
it's a wonderful way to put it.
It's the best way to put it. So Mamelodi Sundowns will probably like be laughing there, but it's a great game. It's a sold out game. It was sold out within 24 hours. It's both coaches' first ever Soweto derby in the positions that they're in. Who knows what will happen? The one thing I will say, stadium management have come up with the My Tickets that is, it's not working. I went to the Sundowns Pirates game where when there's no network because everybody's at the stadium, it's very hard to log into the gates and come out. And then there were people that were saying that with 30 minutes to go, they were just let into the stadium without having to scan their tickets. When it's a derby, you cannot be taking those risks.
Yeah.
So that's the concern for the people that do have tickets. We know it's sold out. Please get to the stadium early. We do not need repeat scenes of what happened in Ellis Park years ago. So everybody just be safe, get there early, support your team, and Amakosi for life.
Yeah, I'm a Buccaneer. Thank you very much, Tolakele. Off you go.
I heard her interviews run smoother because she somehow finds the right people the first time around.
Yeah, it's like she already knows who fits where before they even sit down.
She must have gone for special training, like some Sixth Sense HR certificate. No, guys, it's SA Youth, the largest youth online recruitment platform. It's fast to post, effortless to use, and effective every time.
Recruit on the portal to potential. sayouth.co.za. Powering South Africa's youth workforce. Dis-Chem is focusing on beauty with spectacular savings on skincare that loves your skin as much as you do. Glow, hydrate, and radiate. From expert-approved dermocosmetics to everyday essentials, we have the perfect match for your skin and your budget. Our skincare specialists are on hand, ready to help you find the best for your skin. Stock up on skincare, cosmetics, and fragrances at Dis-Chem, your ultimate skincare destination. Offers valid until 15 March.
The Outsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. Like a businesswoman on the way to the airport after sleeping through her alarm. Bags in the back, boarding pass on the dashboard. She prays she'll make her flight.
Hope I make it.
The Outsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic, it's the potential closing of a big deal. Every story is different and every story matters. That's why the Outsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005 in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Good things.
Good things.
With Brent Lindecky.
And wrapping up the week for us, as always, Brent Lindecky, the good things guy with the good news.
Hey, what's happening, 702 and Cape Talk family? Brent Lindecky here, your good things guy with your Feel Good Friday feels. Stories to remind us that South Africans show up, lift up, and inspire every single day. First up, on World Pangolin Day, the Habitat Nature Parks Foundation and the Johannesburg Wildlife Veterinary Hospital launched a free augmented reality app that lets you project a life-size pangolin into your living room. Yes, a pangolin on your carpet. Pangolins are the world's most trafficked mammal and are listed as vulnerable. Most South Africans have never seen one. This app lets you interact with it, ask it questions, and if you invade its space, it curls into a protective ball, just like it would in the wild. It's teaching empathy, respect, and conservation most innovatively. Over 200 rescued pangolins have been treated by the Johannesburg Wildlife Veterinary Hospital in the past 9 years. This app bridges rescue work and public understanding. Next up, heroes who don't wear capes, they work for Cape Nature. A London tourist broke her ankle while hiking at Roeburg Nature Reserve, but 3 Cape Nature staff members, including general worker Vuyani Charlie, launched into action. After climbing for a signal and navigating dangerous terrain, they carried out a grueling 4-hour rescue. The hiker says she owes them her life. Over the past year, Cape Nature has completed 21 successful rescues. This is who we are as South Africans. When someone is in trouble, we show up. Finally, a story that gave me goosebumps. At Delta Park in Joburg, a car guard named Abidi sprinted after a stolen car, putting himself directly in harm's way. Community members watched in disbelief as he chased the suspects and later assisted police and trackers. The story, shared on the Delta Park community page, has gone viral, with locals calling him an absolute gem who has stopped multiple crimes before. He didn't hesitate. He didn't look away. He ran towards the danger. Courage doesn't always make headlines, but today it should. That wraps up your Feel Good Friday. More heart, more hope, more heroes waiting for you at www.goodthingsguy.com. We're shining a light on the good, and it's only getting brighter. As I say, every single Friday, wishing you only good things.
Only good things, Brent Lindekoe, the good things guy.
The Midday Report.
Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Go Buccaneers. 1 o'clock, time for Eyewitness News.
This is EWN.
Clayville construction site closed following arrest blitz, and details emerge about a fraudulent tender between Kat Matlala's wife and the Ekurhuleni municipality.